Hey guys, it's Key here. How are you guys doing? I'm back again with another video, and this time around, we're going to be talking about what to expect when you're healing. Of course, the last time we spoke about how to react to healing, but this time around, we're talking about what to expect. So, what you're gonna get. Um, this The previous video was more on when you are in the beginning of your healing journey. You haven't figured it out if you're actually healing yet or what's happening. So you don't know how to handle it, you don't know how to react, you know. And now this video is when you've established that you're on the journey and you are at a point where you now are reacting in a way that is positive and in a way that you're seeing positive feedback from your healing. Now you're going to start seeing things happening, or you're going to start seeing yourself, the way you react, or how your attitude changes towards things, to people, you know. It's going to be different, and you're going to react to certain things in a different way that are now happening, you know. And this can be things that have been happening in your life throughout, and these can be things that have gotten you to the point that you are, or to a point where you broke down, so to say, and needed to be built up again, you know. And one of the first things that you will encounter is introspection. Once you've accepted healing, it's going to be natural that you will do self-introspection. And a big part of self-introspection is not is looking at, of course, what got you where you are, and it's looking at your surroundings. So the people around you, how are they feeding into your life? How were they feeding into um, you and your journey, and into how you got to where you were, into the situation that you got into. How were they feeding into that, and also what were your own contribution into that? Is very important. You start acknowledging your faults. You start acknowledging your flaws, but this time around, the introspection is not from a point of self-criticism. It's not from a lens of self-deprecation. It's rather from a point of observation. You're now looking at your life and looking at your past actions and the way that you were moving and how it contributed to the point where you felt at your lowest. You're not you're looking at everything, and you acknowledge, you take it in, but now the way it makes you feel is different. Because I feel like when and I'll speak from my experience, when I was at a point where I was in the beginning of my healing, or just before I even realized I was healing, and I was going through it, every time I would look at my mistakes, it was from a point of again, self-deprecation, self-criticism, and therefore feeling like a disappointment and feeling like a failure, and never from a point of, okay, I acknowledge these things, and therefore, now what can I do about them? It was always from a point of, after I've acknowledged that I messed up here, or I never do this right, then after that I'm going to beat myself up about it. Now, when you're past that point, and now you are, on another level, and a level of healing, and now you're above water, and you feel like you can breathe. You see the light. You're seeing the positive signs of healing. You're getting the feedback. It's now from a point of, you're looking at your life and you're acknowledging everything, and you now can discern about where that you need to grow, what you need to fix, to be a better person. And it's very beautiful, and if you're somebody who introspects a lot, and you compare who you were in the past and who you are now, it's going to be very interesting and very exciting when you realize, also that now, when you're going through certain things, when you are now revisiting certain experiences and certain thoughts and doing the introspection, how it makes you feel is different. It no longer makes you super anxious. You no longer, react to it by feeling like a disappointment or by feeling like a failure. That you're now looking at it and you're like, okay, and you start realizing that some of the self-criticism about yourself was actually unreasonable. It was unfair. You were being unfair to yourself because you were hard on yourself, and now because you went through the reaction stages where you reacted to your healing in a way that you started forgiving yourself, you started being more gentle to yourself, that you had positive self-talk. Now even the way now you're looking at observation and you're looking at introspection, it's from that point of view where you're more gentle with yourself. You understand that, okay, here are our mistakes, so what do we do from here on? It is from a more gentle place and not from a harsh place, which is beautiful. The second thing that you're going to notice is that you're also going to start looking at the people around you. And that's very important. You're going to look at the people around you and you're going to look at how did they contribute to you and how do they continue to contribute. You might realize that, for instance, you were a people pleaser. That a lot of what you did was for pleasing other people and not for your own enjoyment. You only wanted to do things for other people. And one thing I've realized is that when you always give to people, you give, they what they expect is to always get. They never understand that you need reciprocation unless you communicate it, whether by action or by saying it. But if you're always the giver, people will always expect to take. And at any point, they will always expect to take and never to give. And so once you get to the point of healing, again, you're above water and, you're seeing the light and you're feeling the warmth. You're realizing that I've been running myself thin, because I've been giving and not getting, and also not keeping some for myself. You're not keeping your own energy for yourself. You're always putting it out there for other people to consume, and you're always running yourself thin, doing things for other people to please other people. You start realizing that I've been going at this all wrong and I need a bit of me for myself. And then what happens when that happens? Once these people again start appearing, you start being very cautious, and once you get very cautious, you start choosing which energy to entertain and which energy to not. You start seeing where you get reciprocation and where you don't. And the biggest thing that comes with that is, I don't know if this is the right term for it, but I like using this term. It's almost like post-traumatic disorder in a way, or rather, let me say a defense mechanism. I think PTSD was rather dramatic. A defense mechanism where, because now you know what it's like to feel more calm, what it's like to feel better, to not always be anxious, to not always be depressed, you have gotten a bite of calmness and feeling at peace, even if it's for a bit. You're no longer anxious every day. You're no longer feeling sad every day and despondent. Anything that will destabilize this newfound peace becomes a threat that you want to run away from. If it's people that you want to cut out of your life almost immediately. You just want to close those doors and keep yourself protected, and keep yourself in that shell, and also there again, it's very important to really think about it, right? Sometimes you develop these attachments to people that are unhealthy, and sometimes you have to look at it critically, right? And really, really think about and ask yourself, if are these people good for me? If there are things that were good that you were getting, how do I make this a more healthier relationship? How do I um, regulate this connection? And once you figure that out, how to regulate to make it more healthier for you and for them, you establish that. Or you realize that actually these people aren't, they were never good for me. All I did here was give too much of myself and I never received what I needed to receive. So you cut them out. And it's not easy to do, but it's something that you will feel like is for your own sanity and to protect this newfound peace. Because once you receive it, it's beautiful and it's something that you do not want to let go. And once you've been at a point of absolute, you've been in a void, and now all of a sudden your cup is being filled again. Anything that is trying to drain from that cup or drink from that cup is threatening to you. It feels like it's taking you back to the void, and so you will try to avoid by all means. Also, another thing I realized in my experience was that while you're looking also at the people around you and your relationships, all the people that are around your life, family, friends, whoever, you start really looking at who the real friends are. Like, who were your real friends who um, stood by you through it all, you know, who, how do they make you feel is also an important thing. How do they make you feel on the daily? Do they make you doubt yourself? Do they make you doubt anything about you? Do they make you doubt your friendship? They are reassuring, and reassurance does not necessarily even have to be about somebody telling you every day that, remember, I'm your friend, I love you, or remember that I'm your family, I love you. No, it's about the actions. It's about the conversations you have every day, that reassure you and make you feel like make you feel wanted and make you feel loved. And also you start looking at other people outside as well, outside of like close family and friends, people that maybe you're friends with just generally, and how they make you feel. I, for instance, realized that there were people that I tolerated, um, and labeled as friends, but it was whenever we were around, there's always that sense of the energy just never flows and it's never comfortable. There's always a sense of tiptoeing around each other because somebody will come off with an offish energy, and so you know how to not act around them, how to act around them, because you know the energy changes here and there, and you never really feel super comfortable around them. And for me, it's very important for me to feel comfortable and not feel constricted around people, because expressing myself, whether that's through talking or my actions, or just generally feeling free, it's very important to me. My self-expression is something that's important to me, and if I feel that is being hindered, if I feel that's being judged, if I feel that's being side-eyed, then I tend to retract, and I do not like being in spaces where I feel uncomfortable and where I retract. So there was also a sense of looking at people like that as well. Who do I feel the most comfortable around? Who makes me feel wanted and makes me feel like they enjoy being around me and I enjoy being around them? And who do I hang out with but I'm never sure of where I am? And then you also actively start deciding on those people as well. Do I cut them off and do I not? And in my case, I won't lie, I cut them off because, again, I realized that um, life is too short to tolerate people that you don't feel happy being around. There is absolutely no reason why you should. And so immediately I cut those people off because I was like, I need people around me who are going to make me feel good about myself. And therefore, I will reciprocate the energy, will feel good about, I'll make you feel good about you, you make me feel good about me. and that's a beautiful mutual friendship, a beautiful mutual relationship even between family, friends. And those are things that I found um, really were the peaks in my healing, especially when, again, I started feeling like there was progress. I could see where I was going with my healing. And the funny thing was, just as that started, as in the beginning of that, my best friend, who has also gone through this journey of healing and continues to go through it, of course, said this to me. She said, now that you are on the upside of your healing journey, like you're starting to see, things getting a bit better here and there, you're gonna notice that you're gonna be very stingy and very overprotective about your energy and who you share it with. As much as that was exciting to hear, um, it was, I didn't fully understand it. And that's the thing about me, is that sometimes, I'll be told things, whether it's by a therapist or by somebody, you know, about healing, about getting better, and they'll be like, a certain thing is done this way, or a certain thing is done this way, something happens this way, and something happens that way. And in my head, I'm like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but it's not fully registering what you're saying. I'm hearing you, but I'm not hearing you. But it's always something I take in and I always remember. And most of the things that I was told, whether it's by my therapist or it's by uh, my best friend, I always saw them happening, and I always go back there. I always remember that, oh, such and such told me that this would happen, and here it is, it's happening. And those moments feel very validating also as well. They feel, because now it's almost like checkpoints where you're like, okay, really we're getting somewhere, really we're getting better. Now there is progress. Again, because healing is not linear or whatever. There might be some backtracking here and there. I might get triggered here and there, but there's progress, and I'm feeling that there's progress, and it's beautiful when that happens. Uh, Apologies, guys, for the noise. We live in a building full of people that move around and speak freely, and thin walls also. So there's always a bit of that. But I hope you got the gist of what I was saying. And yeah, that's all I have to share with you for this video, and I hope it helps you in your healing journey, or you can use it to help somebody else, or just take information in, and to just listen. And thank you for listening. And you know what to do. If you loved this video, please like, please hit the thumbs up, and comment what you think about what I said, and about your healing journey, about what you found about it, and what were the upside, or when you were realizing that you're at a point of sunshine, you were feeling the warmth in your journey. What did you notice? What changed? I would love to hear all about it. So please, comment, like, subscribe, of course, and if you really like my videos, even if you like them a bit, but if you love what I do and you would like to be reminded of every time I post, I'm trying to post on like on a certain day, so that I keep it consistent or whatever. But maybe you'll forget. Hit the thumb, hit the notification bell, so that you'll be reminded of when I upload another video. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you love yourself each and every single day, and remind yourself to love yourself each and every single day, and be patient with yourself. Take care of yourself, and remember that it gets better, and remember that you're great. Whatever situation you're going through, it does not define you. It does not define you. And if anything, it's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to learn, to do better, to grow and become a better person. Take care of yourself.